We see in Zimbabwe, when they allowed for expropriation without compensation, what happens in the 10 years that followed, food production fell by 60%. The economy was in ruin, hyperinflation went through a roof. In 2008 of July, daily inflation was 98% in its peak, meaning prices doubled almost every day. The idea that South Africa can avoid these consequences is ridiculous.
The motion to change the constitution to allow for the land confiscation from white farmers was brought by Julius Malema. He's the leader of the economic freedom fighters. Now, Malema has been accused of advocating violence, stirring racial tensions. He's called on supporters to shoot the Boer, which is a term for white South African, and he recently had this to say.
I'm saying to you, we've not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
John, this has many white South Africans concerned. Are you worried?
Yes, there's a level of concern in South Africa. There's a level of concern around farm safety in South Africa, whether it's white farmers, whether it's black farm laborers. Crime levels are rising, and we are concerned generally about safety. I don't think the EFF is such a significant party. The president clearly yesterday said in Parliament, and he directed it to the EFF, that the government and the ANC do not want to nationalize land. They want to extend property rights to people that previously did not have the ability or the privilege of owning land. And we agree with that. We need to broaden or extend property rights to more people, especially people that were excluded from owning land through the 1913 Land Act, etc. So we're strongly in favor of strong property rights in South Africa, not nationalisation. That is the policy of the EFF.
We cannot pretend the ANC can be trusted. Recently, 3 weeks ago, the ANC tweeted that they implied that all white people were murderers. The ANC is led by Cyril Ramaphosa, who in the 90s once compared boiling frogs with how to deal with white people in South Africa. That you must slowly turn up the temperature so they don't realise what's happening. So by the time they realise what's happening, it's too late and we're all dead. The idea that it's just the economic freedom fighters who's the extreme party here is ridiculous. The ANC cannot be trusted. And on the same day that the ANC promised to uphold property rights on Monday is the exact same day that two farms in the northern region of Limpopo, Akaland Boadry is the name of a farm, was given the eviction notice.
Well, Alexander,
there's no compensation there.
Alexander, I hear your point certainly on the Limpopo farms, but the ANC did say that that tweet that the white people were murderers was not officially from the account, even though it did come from the account. They have subsequently deleted it and have claimed that it did not represent the ANC. But big picture, when we have these kind of conversations, Alexander, how do you think this impacts investor confidence and foreign investment in South Africa?
There's been reports recently of land auctions happening and no one's turning up to them because they know that their property rights are not secure. It's exactly the same that happened in Zimbabwe as all foreign direct investment fled. The moment that there's no property rights is the moment that other businesses leave the country.
John